kind of 3-4 picks definitely shape your draft more than any other picks throughout the tournament. So there's going to be the Tidehunter and the next Assassin. All right.
Yeah, okay. So they're getting rid of any Undying flex unless they want to run it position 1. Tidehunter just going to give them some more team fight, give them some buttons to push out of the song, potentially. Just more stuns, hard to complain. The Nyx Assassin also just great against the Snapfire, right? You can always just run into the Mortimer's Kisses and cancel it at any distance, so they don't now have to worry about not having like a spirit hero or something to go find the Snapfire in the backlines. And okay, it does seem like the any Naga flex is just being thrown out the window immediately.
Yeah.
It's just going to be pause 1 Ursa, pause 5 Naga, maybe pause 3. I don't know if Divine Llama actually plays it. That's some weird tech.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you kind of feel like they caught Polaris out here a little bit, because they've got the Tidehunter now into the Ursa, which is not a good matchup, right?
Yeah, I think that Wildcard have pulled a fast one on them a little bit here, and Polaris still don't seem to be completely across it because they're banning Witch Doctor, but I'm completely convinced that this is a Sam hero. So
yeah, I think we practiced. We watched the replays for a lot of these
we did a whole bunch
games,
of
and we saw it
rehearsal
so many times.
Yeah, we saw plenty of this. So maybe a little bit of this being like, coming in, Wildcard was probably not a team that a lot of other teams spent a huge amount of time preparing for, and as a result, they're getting something going here. Okay, so we just have to think about what Divine Llama is going to play. His Pango is still in the pool. Kind of looks, honestly, it looks fine in this spot. I could also just see more ways to get on top of the Lina. I think even the offlane Venge that we saw in one series looked really nice against the Lina. This hero just can't play against getting swapped into the middle of a fight.
Yeah.
There's so little that you can do. Like, I guess you can buy a BKB and a Linken's, but that's so much net worth just to deal with, the enemy's offlane. So.
Yeah, there's also 2 of the Divine Llama specials I want to point out here, one of which being the Visage, which is still very much available, I think. So that could be an option if they just want to kind of raise the tempo a little bit. Alternatively, they could move towards the Viper and just have yet another answer for the Tide. And that means you can't lane switch against them either, because the Tide is going to have a miserable time whichever lane he goes to. So
yeah, I think that's a good call. And okay, so for Natsumi, what do you play here? Of course, they can stick the Lina safe lane if they want to, if they feel like there's a Lelouch hero that's amazing in this spot.
Yeah, let's see. Oh, they'll go Troll.
Okay.
Oof, okay. Interesting hero. I haven't been super convinced by it, but it does look good in the right situations. But is this the right situation? I'm not sure. I really like the Shadow Fiend matchup because you just kind of pop your ulti, the Shadow Fiend pops his ulti, and then you just kind of run around doing this weird kind of glitchy walk thing. And now an axe comes out for the side of Wildcard. What? All right.
Okay. I mean, so yeah, it's another hero to go get in on top of the Lina. I think he has some pretty difficult matchups this game, though. And I worry a little bit about the Snap Axe against the Undying. I don't know if they're going to come out of that lane cleanly. It might not matter too much. I do think this is kind of a game where the Axe doesn't need to have an insane amount of farm to be valuable. They're just kind of hoping that he can... He's there to deal with the troll. He's there to get in on top of the Lina. Maybe he gives them some kind of chance of killing the Tidehunter, but... not exactly what I was expecting. We'll just see if the lane is okay. I'm always worried about though. Oh, okay. It's AU Tidehunter and Force Undying, so they're not even going to have the Undying against the Axe.
You're not going to have the Tide. Yeah, okay. You're not going to have the Tide versus
troll.
the Ursa. I mean, I still don't think Undying's particularly good in this off lane either, though. What do you think?
I'm not sure. I'm just gonna say it. I can't claim to be an expert on this matchup. I can't claim to be an expert on the Pos 5 Naga Siren, even though we knew it was going to come out. On the one hand, I can see it like, oh yeah, you can get a point in net, and then Ursa can just go and hit. But I don't think there's enough disables because there's just going to be the potential for Xavius to. When that happens, Xavius just stuns the Ursa, and you walk away in theory. So
yeah,
some of it comes down to like, how do those cooldowns interact? How does how does the cooldown of net interact with the cooldown on the stun on the Nyx Assassin? I'll give you some more thoughts once we actually get into the game, but I can't be certain.
Yeah, some very interesting lanes, some interesting switches going on, some crazy drafting from both these teams, which is exactly what we expected. Let's get into it. Game number 1 between Wildcard Gaming and Polaris. Can Wildcard carry the hopes of the Americas and get themselves a win here in the last chance qualifiers? Let's find out.
Wait, so, okay, they have a position 5 tied, but they're also executing a lane swap so that they can get their now position 3 Undying into the matchup that they want, which turns out to be the double strength lane.
Is everyone keeping up at home? You guys all got this, right? We don't want to explain it again. Come on, get the notepads out. I'm gonna write it all down here. This is very confusing.
So I think the tricky thing is that Sam is already scouting with the illusion. So Wildcard might be able to figure this out before the lane starts. I mean, you're seeing the position 5 player. Oh, you're about to see the position 5 player down here on the tide. I don't believe either team spotted the fact that they both have wards up on this high ground, so.
Very interesting. But yeah, I don't know. I thought Axe was really weak in the lane, and I thought Troll was really strong in the lane, so it's kind of interesting that they still don't really prioritize laning the Troll versus the Axe so much.
Yeah. I guess this is the... Well, they haven't really gotten the tide away from the Ursa, right? To your point.
Also that, yeah.
But he's the position 5, so maybe it matters less. Okay, Sam just walks in, hits AU with the tip, and dewards his small camp. He's gonna be happy with that.
Yep, so it's the Pos 5 Naga Siren versus a Pos 5 Tide Hunter, both in the same lane against each other. Jesus, okay, all right, whatever, guys, whatever. Polaris Wildcard, you guys are having some fun with it, that's for sure. Some late night Dota here in Singapore.
Yep. Both these teams have their own flair, and I think that's the main thing that's coming in here. It's Polaris are always doing something a little bit kooky. Wildcard more stable, but they have some of this weird stuff up their sleeve, like the position 5 Naga Siren. So.
All right, let's take a look over towards the mid as we have Lelouch playing on the Lina versus Alone on the Shadow Fiend. And this is a bit of a trade, I think. I think Lina has a slightly better advantage early on, but then once the SF gets going, they can kind of go toe for toe, right?
Yeah, this is the one lane without any shenanigans. So,
yeah.
Should just be straight up, test a skill, mid lane matchup. This is what we were hyping up before getting in. And
having said that, Alone is off to a really good start.
Yeah, he is doing really, really well. So starting with a ton of mangoes, so his bottle's going to be a little bit slower, but yeah, still gets it here.
Oh, very nice, very nice. Meanwhile, up at top, Alex being chased down by Xavius here. Xavius doesn't have the Impale for a pretty long time, so turn this into a kill seems a little bit difficult. They're just trying to both block the camp here. Alex is going to be able to do exactly that, but this is a very annoying crab/scorpion thing. Oh, Lelouch in the middle lane, getting very low here. Alone trying to finish the job. One more right click will land it. First blood for Alone in the middle lane.
Oh my god.
My goodness.
And he gets his bottle, and he gets all 3 sips, and he's going to get both water runes. All right, he just destroyed the Lina there. Must have just let 2 stacks build up and then couldn't get away from him.
That's insane. I mean, that is crazy for Alina to die this early in the middle lane. Alone is just Wow, what we were expecting big things from him, but this is a very impressive start.
Yeah, that's
Down
huge.
at bottom, he's getting pretty low to Natsumi, and he won't be able to finish the job though, and he's got a salve to get himself nice and healthy under that tower.
Yeah, the Naga is not the strongest zoning and harassing support, so still gonna take some punishment from the Gush, and Troll's still gonna be just a strong laner.
Yeah, so I mean, it's definitely worse Nagasaran support game due to the illusions getting killed off and having their damage reduced by the anchor smash, right? So maybe that was the answer to the top lane. Nice two-man stun from Xavius. Might buy him the time to get under the tower. Certainly will. Was in a little bit of trouble there, but gets himself to safety.
So Divine Llama doesn't have the best CS currently, but if he can keep this up, the Force doesn't have a whole lot of mana left in the tank. He's been trying to get all the way to the Arcane Boots, but needs to get a couple more CS in this wave before he can even look at getting those delivered. And I think he has to...
Yeah.
His courier isn't over by anything, right? It's just... He's going to have to try and either get level 4 or go and walk to the secret shop, which is not going to be easy.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
It's an awkward situation to be in, that's for sure.
Yeah. And I don't know if I love... Okay, Xavius is going mid to try and kind of salvage the Lena's lane a little bit with a refill, but I don't know if I love him just letting Divine Llama getting away with this creep cutting and back laning at top.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Especially, as I said, most people seem to agree that, bottom lane, we actually have Yves going down to Natsumi. Troll Warlord getting it done. Wow, that's a very critical kill, actually. As,
Okay, Axe is stunned. Okay. Can you just TP? Stick TP? Oh, but if you spin... Oh, he's already used Spike Carapace. Oh, you just slipped that
it
anyway.
might be going down here. Soul Rip's out onto him. The spins are coming through, but Xavius on his tail. Doesn't have the stun, but doesn't really matter. Force is able to bring him down regardless and alone. Actually going to whiff a little bit there onto Xavius. Xavius gets away from the Shadow Fiend, so nothing really going their way. But Alex was able to come around the back, and I think he took out the Tombstone by himself, so bit of gold going to the Snapfire at least.
Force wasn't even trying to be there to get that kill. He was just there to try and get to the secret shop and pick up his arcane boots.
Alex is taking a lot of damage here from Xavius and the creeps. Divine Llama's going to come over and keep them off him, but...
oh, no.
Yeah. Oh, no! Oh, no! The cookie of death!
I winced when I saw that coming. It was... Yeah, the damage is credited to the Snapfire, so...
Yep.
Ouchie.
Oh, dearie me. Well, that's certainly one way to die. That's getting creative there, honestly. Poor old Alex getting caught out. It's actually walking to the mid lane despite having a TP. It's curious.
He's going to have to get used to getting Spike Carapace this game. I think there's going to be a lot of that, unless his team can somehow find and kill the Nyx Assassin before he starts looking for the Mortimer Kisses.
Yeah, you got to be very careful with that. He can counter it easily, especially with the linger damage on those kisses. It's really hard to avoid him. That's generally a very good Nyx game, this game. And another day, another bottle refill in the middle lane. Active Rune is bottom. Sammy Boy there, ready to defend this double damage, but there's a lot of heroes from Polaris coming over. Xavius, he's actually just going to come in, and he's going to snatch that up for himself. So Xavius grabbing the DD Laguna Blade onto Sammy Boy. Not going to be enough damage to bring him down, though. Questionable.
Eve's kind of out on an island at bottom. They know that Sam's not here. Alone's going to try for the TP in. Cancels it. Okay.
Well, apparently the threat of the TP was enough to force them away, and Yves is absolutely fine. Or is he?
On the
As they come under the tower. Oh dear. Yves in the bottom lane in a lot of trouble. He's in deep. Natsumi chasing him down. He's got the ranged axes available in just a second here. As Loach will fall in the middle lane, Yves will go down at bottom.
So I was watching mid, so Alone got the triple raise, manned up, got stunned. Xavius came over to try and save the day, but Alex was also there. Cookied Alone a little bit further away, and he finished off the laning with the last raise.
Wow, very action-packed laning phase so far. Yeah, he certainly is. He actually might just be dead here. Certainly will.
That is not easy. Naga's collision size is tiny, so that was pretty sick from AU.
Yeah, Natsumi on this troll wall are really having a good time down here at bottom. Such a strong laner.
Yeah, and he's not going greedy at all. He's just picked up a Falcon Blade so far. Yves just can't seem to get anything done. Every single time he shows up at bottom, just takes a gush to the face, a couple of hits from the Troll Warlord, and has to back off. But he can't really go jungle, so he just has to sort of take it on the chin, at least for now. Catch-up Battle Fury is being queued up for the time being, but a huge amount of pressure on Alone this game to kind of make the rotations and be the one making space while they wait for Yves to catch up.
Yeah, he's so poor at the moment. Lowest net worth core by quite some margin. 500 gold on the Lina, who's also having a kind of rubbish time.
Axe has just got a Vanguard and is backlaning over by the enemy tier 3 at the moment.
He's just kind of playing his own game, trying to get as much as possible out of the map. As AU's going to fall down at bottom. Alone catches him out with the haste rune. That's going to be an easy kill for the Shadow Fiend.
Yo, this guy has no chill, man.
Alright, it's a nice start. It is the kind of thing that they need Alone to be doing. He's really the only one in a position on the map to be making all that many plays. You know, the support Naga Siren is not going to be ganking anytime soon. He's got a point up in the ensnare, but...
They are moving on to Davai Lama here, and Davai Lama doesn't really have many options. He's actually trying to finish the kill onto Xavier. Xavier's just kind of juking up and down the high ground, luring him in as Davai Lama will get gunned down by Lelouch in the end.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Okay, Davai Lama's like,
right.
yeah, it was a big rotation, buddy. You had to come all the way to over to this tier 3. And Alex takes the opportunity to sneak in here and grab the bounty. That might give them a hint that there's a ward around here, but
possibly. Alone is trying to get sneaky onto AU here, but AU's not coming anywhere near that pit. If he did, he might have gotten cookied and requiemed, but not happening today.
So the Pulse 5 Naga can fulfill a little bit of a similar role to, like, say, your Winter Wyvern, where you are able to kind of sit down here and hold on to your safe lane tower for a really long time. Going to be tricky against the lineup that Polaris have. I do think that if they want to, they can come and muscle down this tier 1 tower really whenever, but it will probably be a trade with the Vailama constantly cutting top. Unless Force just wants to continue to sit up here. He's just farming on the Undying and doing just fine. He's not that far behind the Shadow Fiend. It's been a complete farm trade on the top lane. And I said that, you know, Undying looks good with as a core with not that much net worth, and he's going to have a lot this game.
So what are the big rotations you're expecting to see now that we're kind of moving past the laning phase a little bit?
I think the biggest thing might actually be who can get a sneaky Roche. There's potential on both sides. It's a big comeback mechanic potentially for the Ursa to just go in there with somebody to tank and take it. But at the same time, they can also take it pretty easily on Polaris with their Undying and the Troll. So that's kind of it. Lina and the Shadow Fiend really the first ones that are going to be moving. And Davai Lama is getting pretty close to the Blink, so that's probably the other big one for Wildcard. Is just teaming up the Axe with the level 6 Snapfire. And they're giving Alex the experience at mid and hoping that they can start getting things going there.
Yeah, very low on XP on the side of Wildcard, actually. Both Sammy Boy and Alex, both not level 6 just yet, so scrapping out for all the XP they can find on the map at the moment. And Xavier's also going to be taking the mid lane to try and get his Vendetta up. Whilst Launch farms some stacks, and I believe Alone took some stacks up on the top side as well. They had the hard camp stacked for him, so he's able to get those and get himself a bit of money. And now putting pressure on top. Davai Lama's moved over as well. Force is nearby, but I don't really know how much he can really do. They're just kind of ignoring him at the moment, which is interesting. They take the tower, they'll look over towards the Undying himself. He gets off the tombstone, but Alone just supposed to do all the damage onto Force. The Ravage comes in from behind. AU, they're getting on top of Alone right now. Laguna Blade is there, and they bring him down. Shadow's Fiend is out for the count. Kiss is coming over, trying to help out Davai Lama, but Davai Lama ain't going to be able to do much, especially with those kisses being cancelled out by the Nyx Assassin. They will lose the Axe as well. Two big heroes dead in the top lane for Wildcard.
Wildcard absolutely not expecting Polaris to respond after the tower was already dead, but just getting caught out by how quickly Polaris can get the numbers in there, especially with these boots of travel picked up for the Lina. and that really hurts. You know, Alone's the one hero on the side of Wildcard that's really farming well, and even setting back the Vailama on the blink.
Yeah, it's brutal, and this Ursa is getting bullied on the bottom side as Sammy Boy tries to go in for the room here, but Xavius is on top of him, and now Natsumi's going to sweep across as well, and will grab himself a cheeky little kill.
Polaris just all in on the kind of the momentum game here. He has picked up a Maelstrom, so a little bit of farming there, but it's just a BKB queued up straight after that. I think they know just how rough of a spot the Ursa's in, and trying to just keep playing this game 4v5 while they can just keep running at them. They do have the better team fight for the time being with this core Undying and the Tidehunter.
Yeah, Devailama actually failing to get off the cookie onto Force there, so won't be getting that little side kill. Would have been really nice for them to have caught that one out, but just
Smoke immediately with the blink,
mark.
but I think this may have been scouted by the dire ops. Not the blink being delivered, but the smoke. So
yeah, let's see. I mean, they'll be probably happy to go into the tower, but if they can catch out the
they want Natsumi.
Warlord,
yeah, they're going all the way bottom. But it's just the two of them. 10 seconds to go on Mortimer Kisses, so they're just waiting for that.
Yeah, a bit of waiting in the bottom side, but this should be a kill onto Natsumi, I believe. 1 second on the Kisses. They will land with the call, and Natsumi going to get very low indeed. Does get off the battle trance, but there comes a Culling Blade.
All right, get the tips going, get the voice lines going. Wildcard trying to get this momentum happening for them. I'd say, okay, there was nothing on the courier, but yeah. Xavier's going to be happy with that one. This is quite a bit of space for Eves. He is, you know, he's getting there, but it's going to take a little while longer.
He suffered a lot, this poor bear.
Yeah, I mean, this is part of why Wildcard are the only team that play +5 Naga Siren, and there are some reasons for that. It's just not strong in the lane, right? It's a conscious decision. This lane, especially that they were up against, was super difficult. I don't think they were ever going to be able to put pressure on the Troll Tide, so it was always going to be a catch-up game for him.
Yeah, I think in retrospect, it's pretty obvious that Polaris did have a plan for the Naga Siren 5, and it was kind of like the bait on the counter bait.
Yeah,
it's all got very confusing very quickly.
We're too many layers deep. I need like a pin board with some red string and
yeah.
Okay, so the timing is really just double BKB for Polaris. That's kind of what they're waiting for here. Nothing else that's like enormously relevant.
Yeah, although Ursa's moving up on top, and Xavius is sitting right behind him. If
the cookie into the Requiem! Oh, I got it off. Oh, no.
Yeah, Natsumi still able to get off the battle trance, but there's a song from Sammy Boy just to hold them back. Also seeing EU on the side. Meanwhile, up on the top side, Eves is going to end up falling. Natsumi's going to die as well to the Culling Blade. Now they look forward for more. Net out onto AU here. They'll follow it up with a Berserker's Call, and they'll get that kill as well. Sam being gunned down by the Luch, and Force, though, as they'll get that kill on the sidelines. Wildcard, what's a play? They're trying to get themselves back towards the tree line here. They don't actually want to fight this. Alone going for the TP out. No chance of him turning this one around. A blink out from the Axe as well. Got to get him to safety. Meanwhile, Alex, he doesn't have a TP, so he's just going to bury himself deep in the tree line and hope for the best.
Xavius is finding some clues. He's like, okay.
Yeah, he hasn't pieced it together, though.
Yeah. I don't think he's going to hang out all this time, so Alex should be okay. A little scary that they didn't immediately get that kill. It was a sick combo, Alone with the perfect positioning. Well, almost perfect. You know, almost ended up right on top of the troll and just one-shot him, but...
Yeah.
A little sketchy when he survives and they then have to let the rest of Polaris kind of come and respond. But these are the kind of plays that they need. Very unfortunate that the Ursa died on the other side of the map while that was happening.
Yes.
But
yeah, it would have been very good if not for the fact that, yeah, the exact same thing basically was happening on the other side of the map.
Yeah, there was a parallel play going on from Polaris.
Look at this again, man. They're just Wildcard are just wanting to play some Dota. They're wanting to make moves at the moment. What will they find? They're playing under their ward at the moment. There's a smoke up from Polaris. They're moving into Roshan. Interesting here.
Yeah, this is what I talked
Wildcard.
about. They know that the song's still on cooldown, importantly, so not easy for Wildcard to contest.
This is going down way quicker than I
They've got the Requiem again. The Violama can need to go in here.
Yeah, Kiss is coming over, but Xavier's going to cancel out. They jump in. They try to get off the call. They do so. Is it going to be enough? He actually picks up the Aegis. He gets it on Double-elimination, and Natsumi to fall. Double-elimination coming back into the game as Sammy Boy comes around the side, gets off the net onto Force. Wildcard, what's the play here? They're going to jump in. Another two-man call. Double-elimination setting them up and knocking them down. 3 heroes dead on the side of Polaris. That was not the plan for them.
Oh, they thought they could get away with the Roshan for free, but sick plays from Wildcard. They got that at the very last second. Insane that the Violama just managed to sneak around. I think it may have even... Did they even get the... They got the Roshan last hit as well. So they called. There were enough people hitting him so that he just sat there spinning. And then I think the spins plus the Mortimer Kisses just killed it off. And he was able to snag it at the very last second.
Oh, so close as well. My god, that was just on the edge. What a play from Wildcard here. Absolutely well.
Dang.
What else can they do?
Well, for now, they can keep making these same plays with the the SF and the Axe, but the Ursa is now well and truly starting to catch up. And they've opened up the map enough, so now the Naga scouting and Naga shoving lanes is actually going to be kind of a threat. And the Troll has committed to a less late game item build. They were going for this double BKB timing. I think they have to just kind of keep going for that. Violama finding Lelouch. Yeah, gets the call. There isn't any follow-up. So
yeah, SF's not really coming over. I'm not sure if the singular raise would have been enough to help, and that's all he'd be able
he's
to
got
get
another blink
with the
call. I
range.
mean, he can go again. In the free play spawning.
He's going for it. Oh.
It was a nice try.
You absolute madman, yeah.
Yeah.
He could be in some trouble here,
I
though.
believe he's dead for this one, yeah, but you got to give him props. And he draws all 5 heroes from Polaris.
That was revenge for Lalage there.
Oh, man. Look, I feel like Wildcard are playing... We said that they got to play loose, try and shake off the nerves. The early game was not looking fantastic, but it seems like they're finding their groove now. Yeah, being able to make a play like that under these circumstances, I think, speaks a lot to probably the atmosphere on the team currently.
I mean, he is called the Double-elimination, right? Like,
Yes.
it's kind of in the name.
Yes.
He's got to stay on brand. Very important.
I do have to say, it's not like Polaris are completely out of this now. It was a big setback, kind of gambling for that Roshan and being punished, and now they do have their double BKB timing, so should be able to go make something happen.
Jumping out. Oh, two-man call, though, from Double-elimination. Manages to get the Invis Nyx Assassin. What the nerf was that call? AU is going to get off the Ravage, though. They'll look for the turnaround onto Alex, and with the Laguna Blade coming through, they'll get it. Double-elimination, though, he doesn't really I mean, he does have the blink in 2 seconds, but a little bit off the mark there on the timing to catch him in the creep wave, so...
A 1-for-1 when you're using the Ravage.
Yeah.
Wildcard are perfectly happy with that. And AU's not even out. It's his turn to be stuck up here with no TP. They're smoking Elspur on the map, though. They don't have any vision in this area, so they're a little hesitant about just charging up onto the high ground. But they scan first. And
what can they find?
Yeah. I don't know if they'll find anything.
Don't think so, no. Loach is straight into the triangle. Although, that said, Double-elimination and Alona, again, very adventurous here. Moving right the way across the map, but yeah, it's been read very well by Polaris here, so they won't be getting much. We're at top, though. He's getting on top of AU here. AU making his way towards the trees. Okay, he's just running in the wrong direction.
Has he just been up here with no TP this entire time?
He's chilling.
Okay.
This is his new home.
He's got a TP coming now. It's okay. I did want to point out the Shadow Fiend's build as well. This man is... I don't know if I've seen this since, like, Garena days. Back in Dota 1, but this is just no BKB, 1600 HP, straight up Daedalus Nomad.
Damn, that's a pretty Chadley build if you ask me. Meanwhile, Double-elimination jumping in here. It's Undying who's taking the heavy hits, but it's Double-elimination who's got a full first as Load takes him out. Song used by Sam, but Load just starts wailing on him right now. They'll take down the Tombstone, try to get themselves out, but the stun actually lands onto Eves. He's going to have to pop the Enrager if he wants to get away, and that will exactly happen. Natsumi, BKB, and Battle Trance being used, and he changes aggro towards Sammy Boy and takes him out. Alone now getting to the high ground, needs to run, doesn't have the ulti as this Troll Warlord tries to run him down, but Alone does get away. Not really able to make much use of the Daedalus in that fight, has to be said.
Oh, and Alex is getting hunted here by Lelouch. He's only got enough mana for one spell. Still juking. Alright.
This is a very blessed area on the map for supports at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah. Somehow. There's been a lot of stuff happening in the corners.
Oh. Eve's finding AU again here, but Eve being very annoying and just slowing him down and getting away.
Reminds him that he's got the Ravage. I think he fake cast it once there. Just to, hey, you want to blink on this? You're welcome to. I do think this constant back and forth is kind of favoring Wildcard, though, as the you can't really tell looking at the net worth now that Ursa was ever really behind, and
yeah, true.
The BKBs and stuff haven't really progressed Polaris's position all that much. They're hoping for some pickoffs with this like Nyx and the Shadow Blade on the Lina.
Yeah, but Wildcard are playing very disciplined, I want to say. Like, they're not really dangling down lanes too much unless there's a solid plan behind it. Like right here, with the Shadow Fiend is showing. Double-elimination looking for a time. Oh, he almost gets exactly onto Lelouch there. That was very close indeed. Cookie comes out, but I'm not sure they're going to find them, or maybe they will. The dust is onto them. They managed to connect with this some way, somehow. They managed to find it. Oh my god, the damage coming through onto Xavius. There comes a crit. A nice 700 damage. Right-click from Alone will take him down. Meanwhile, on the side, Forces popped the Tombstone, which is just going to give Wildcard more money. All right.
Wildcard are being super enabled to make these crazy plays with all three of their cores running at Polaris, just because the Naga is the one dealing with the lane. She doesn't need items to do this. Sammy is still just kind of keeping mid shoved out. He's scouting. He's keeping bottom shoved out. And in the meantime, Double-elimination Alone and Eves, you can have all three of them running up to the top corner of this map, and they don't even get punished for it in terms of map position, which is kind of crazy.
So. Damage on that tower as well. I don't even think Polaris were expecting that one to fall, but Alone just committing to the tower, and with the extra little bit of anti-armor there from the little Shredder, able to kill it out without needing another creep wave there. Very, very good.
He's got
reads.
the Presence or Effect buildings too. I still can't believe what I'm looking at with this Shadow Fiend build. It's crazy. He had a good start, but I didn't think that this was what was going to be the result of that. He could certainly die if he ever catches, gets clipped by a Ravage or anything. In theory, he's just dead, but he's feeling himself.
It's a lot. Wait, are they baiting the Roche pit here? Eves is just sitting inside the pit.
They got to be careful. They do have a blink follow-up on the Nyx.
Yeah, as they try it, they're going with the Song. Alone doesn't have the gap close to get on top of them for a nice Requiem, unfortunately, as Loach comes in. He popped the BKB on the Lina to try and mess with this one. Double-elimination just trying to grab AU here. They're going to throw down the Ravage, but with the Cookie coming through to force him away, they're not going to get that one. They're trying to get Loach on the backlines here, but the Ursa, has he overcommitted to this? He's going to turn around and start fighting into the Undying instead, but BKB is about to run out. Could be vulnerable on the Ursa here. Got to be careful. He's taking some hits from Natsumi. Natsumi thinking of committing the ultimate, but no, backing away. They want to hold the line here on Polaris. The Sammy Boy still staying on the front of this Naga Siren as well. Like, Sammy Boy is more than happy to use his body as like the mark in the sand for Wildcard, but it ends up with both teams backing away from each other. Just a lot of posturing and no actual commitment.
I think a little bit more expensive for Polaris. They used Lina BKB, they used Ravage, they used the Tombstone. Meanwhile, in Wildcard, it's just the Song, Ursa BKB. So I think they're in a slightly better position to go and fight again if they want, but there's no Roshan or anything, so looks like instead just back out onto the map, and Sam continues to be a pain with all this scouting.
He really does. Yeah. It's an annoying guy on this Naga Siren. Played a lot of it though. Very good with these illusions, finding them the information. It kind of reminds me of the clockwork we saw earlier on from Na'Vi, where You just build the Agnums as quickly as possible, spam out all the flares.
Yeah.
Very similar vibes from this Naga Siren.
Yeah, for sure. And it's kind of cool because Sam, former carry player, right? So he's probably played his fair share of core Naga Siren as well, and fully transferring those skills over here. And Polaris are, when they're just trying to huddle around their ward, they're not really farming. They're not really doing a whole lot on the map. It seems like they're feeling the pressure. Their plan was, okay, we've got Undying with the strong team fight. We've got our double BKB timing. We should be able to go, and yet they keep kind of being rebuffed by Wildcard at every turn.
Yeah, it's been a very awkward way. Like, do you think it's because they don't really have ways to start fights too easily? Is that why it feels a little bit awkward from Polaris?
Yeah, it is tricky, right? I think that's part of why we see the Shadow Blade coming out in the Lina. It's just like the only other way we have to start a fight is the Nyx just blinking in and hitting a straight up impale, which is not easy. And that's also part of why I think Alone is able to get away with this build that he's gone for, because there just aren't great ways to jump. And as we saw, even when they did kind of commit and it was a little awkward for Wildcard there with the Tombstone on the high ground, they've got a 4-staff on Alex, and he's got the Shard Cookie. So they're actually able to kite away, 1,000 range on a hero really, really easily. And Polaris are kind of getting kited around in circles. And I think it's just going to continue to get worse, really. The BKBs on the Lina and the Troll are very easy to deal with here, I think, if you're Wildcard. You have to be so careful about how they use them.
Well, as the Observer points out, Satanic finished up on the Troll Warlords, so even more frontlining potential from Natsumi. Very clear that he's got one ambition this game, and that is to be the guy in the front, making space for Loach to get off the real damage.
Yeah, maybe this gives him a tool to survive against getting blink called with the Blade Mail. I think that's kind of the main the main point here. But
ooh, smoke up from both teams here. Sammy might be a bit of a target. He's just walked into the entirety of Polaris here. They're going to initiate upon him, and they're not going to be able to get off the song. That is going to be a dead Naga. Immediate buyback, though, and a jump in and a call onto 2. Can they follow it up with any damage? Yes, they can. Natsumi and Force taken out of the fight as they take down the Tombstone as well. Polaris set scattering here as they just immediately lose 2 of their most important heroes in the fight, and now it's Eves in the pit, taking down Roshan.
This completely belongs to Wildcard. There's absolutely nothing that Polaris can do to contest this one. Now with a 9k lead, they held on in the early game, and it feels like the momentum just completely in Wildcard's hands now.
Yeah. I mean, how is Devil Llama able to get off so many good calls this game? This is crazy.
Yeah, the positioning's been good. His team's setting him up.
It's just a split second when they're too close together, and the axe is there. The big red man is upon them.
I don't know if they had... Maybe he had a tiny bit of vision from the sentry that Sammy put down right before he died. Because I don't know how he saw the troll. They saw the general vicinity that he was in, but it kind of looked like he knew that he was running straight into the pit there.
Davai Lama getting it done. What a game from him.
I was like, oh, you're picking this Axe into... It's like, is Axe this good, this game? Is Axe a hero? Davai Lama making it look great in his goofy hat.
It's a lovely hat.
Yeah, Polaris, what can you do, really?
Yeah, I mean, no one's staying alive long enough to frontline for Loach, so it really just comes down to the fact that these fights aren't lasting nearly long enough for Polaris to do anything. Like, their heroes are just dead too quickly. It's insane amount of damage coming out from Alone, insane amount of damage coming out from Davai Lama as well. Even the troll with his Satanic there just couldn't do a thing. It's just ridiculous how quickly these heroes are getting dropped.
Yeah, they're both just so susceptible to this initiation, and Polaris with no real save. I mean, you look at Lelouch, he's even just TPing to this top wave. They're going to see him on this Radiant Ward. So they know that he's stuck up here. There's no way for him to escape. He has to try and wait out the 25 seconds successfully. And Davai Lama's on his case.
Hello, friend. Goodbye, friend. Tapai Llama, big red man, getting it done.
Yeah, Lelouch knows. He pings. He's like, they have to have vision here. They saw me TPing on the wave or something.
Well, they're going in the mid lane, though. They're going to be able to get the dieback from Sam. Maybe, although Alon's coming over. He's dealing a lot of damage to Natsumi here, chasing Natsumi back. Maybe even doing more than that. If he gets the crit through, oh no, the cookie comes in, but Natsumi gets off the battle trance. The Requiem is there though, but Natsumi's just going to be able to take him down regardless, but will die immediately afterwards as Tapai Llama gets the spin, now gets the call, moving for Xavius as well. Yu's trying to help him out, but they don't get the call, so Xavius is going to be able to get away in the invis, but yeah, I don't know, trading the SF for 3 heroes like that, I think that's a trade you're probably going to make.
Yeah, oh, the cookie, a little bit awkward. He just survived. I don't think that's exactly where Alone wanted to end up, but yeah, still certainly not bad. All these fights are just happening on the Polaris side of the map, on Wildcard's terms. And it doesn't really feel like any of the, the next handful of items for the Lina or the Troll is really going to change the status quo. Trying to punish the Llama down here.
Ooh. Yeah, they're moving on to the Axe, and I think they've managed to catch him out here. Does not have the BKB available, so it is going to be a kill for Lelouch onto the Axe. A little bit of revenge for this Lina.
All right, it's something, and they'll finally be able to maybe get this bottom lane out and get a little bit of space on the map. But Eves has now overtaken the 2 dire cores. Scoreline still nothing to write home about, 3-3-3, but he's hit a whole lot of creeps, and it's like we said in the very long fill at the start of the series that even when he's having a slow start, Wildcard can rely on this guy to get the farm that he needs and end up in the end up as the carry that his team needs him to be. Helps that he's got Alone along for the ride as well, who's having an absolutely amazing game.
One thing I'm a little bit I mean, we saw that cookie earlier onto the Shadow Fiend, as you say. Not the greatest position he wanted to be in there. Right.
Be careful.
This Ursa, he's not going to be able to get off the Enrager. He's just dead. Oh dear. Alex is nearby though. He can 4-staff in and gobble up if needs be. Doesn't really need to though. Just give him the cookie, 4-staff him away, and that'll get him out of dodge. But yeah, not the ideal usage of an Aegis there.
No, certainly not. He didn't have it for that much longer, so not the end of the world, but I think Wildcard would have liked to have maybe grouped up and gone and just taken some control over the enemy triangle, get some more vision down there, continue with the lane cutting from Sam, just keep farming up the whole map.
Yep, and looking like next Roshan is probably going to be the next big objective we look at. Neither team having quite enough of an advantage. I mean, well, Wildcard are pretty jacked, honestly. And they want to go with a play with this Ags on Alex. This could be a very interesting one.
I'm wondering even if are they going to be using it that much for initiation, or is it just going to be save here? Guess we'll just have to see.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Llama carrying this gem around, so we can just continue constricting the map.
Blink Call is a very, very hard thing to carapace or BKB or whatever, but a thrown in accident. Oh, another amazing setup here for Tapai Llama as they get 2 kills straight off the bat. Set up beautifully by Sammy boys. They look forward for more. Force under the tier 3, but I don't think they care. There comes Haven's Halberd to slow down Eves, but it's delaying the inevitable as Tapai Llama gets another kill. And now they just start slamming away on the tier 3 tower.
They are absolutely feeling it this game. Really. What a performance from all of Wildcard. Polaris coming out of the landing stage in a pretty good spot, but just a bit lost. I don't know how much of that you can put down to Alone kind of winning the mid lane. Maybe Polaris not having Lelouch to kind of rally around. The Llama just getting huge. He's even finding the Troll Warlord down here at bottom. Doesn't have any backup.
Yeah, this might be a step too far for the Davai Llama here, but whilst that's all happening, they're just running through and trying to take all the melee barracks at once. They've already taken top, they've taken mid, but now I think it's time to get yourselves away. Eve's on the run, and I think they'll be able to get out of this one.
They didn't get gem back, did they? They got stolen. Yeah, okay. Troll took it back with him.
Yeah.
Spoils of war. So even that 1800 gold swing is not going to be anything in the face of this now 18k lead. If it was hard for them to get out on the map before, with just the constant Naga vision and lanes being shoved in, it's now going to be nigh on impossible with 2 lanes of racks down. So should be Wildcard just securing the Roche. It's just been the Double-elimination show this whole game. Some beautiful initiations.
Yeah, might have been a step too fast to try and go for the troll there, but yeah, I mean, considering what his team were doing to their base at the time, we can forgive him, I think.
He's not that big. He's only got 18 armor with the dunks. Maybe needs a little bit more to man up on the troll. And Polaris trying to punish the fact that the axe is still dead for now, but Wildcard reading this pretty nicely. Only going to stick Sam out in front. Eve is visible momentarily, but he's got an Ags as well, so he can actually afford to be the one getting gone on.
Yeah, and then we go with the... Oh my god, there's so much damage! The Lina, she's almost dead. Eves can't quite finish the job, though. Him on the side alone, actually popping the BKB and has a double damage. Just starts blasting it into Force. Force pretty tanky, though, on that Undying. Happy to sit to the front line, disassembling the Aeon Disc as a Ravage comes through as well. Natsumi getting off the ultimate, trying to bring down Eves and able to do so. Now moves across towards Double-elimination as well. Double-elimination doesn't have a way out right now. They do, actually. The song comes through, holds them back. Wildcard, I mean, Double-elimination sticking around, almost looking like he's going to go for something here as Alone brings down Savius on the sidelines, and Lelouch finds the entry point onto the axe to bring him down. Natsumi gets on top of Sam. Sammy boy trying to run to the trees, but I don't think they're going to save him here. Net comes out, but Lelouch takes him out. In comes Alone, though, with that Aghanim's from the Snapfire. Is this a play, though, is the question. They're trying to play around them right now, but Natsumi's pretty damn tanky, especially with that Satanic, so they will just have to back themselves away. A very risky move there from Wildcard, and the stun! Oh no, they catch him out. The rest of Polaris getting on top of him here. The Snapfire trying to do something to help out, but there is nothing to be done for Alone. Polaris just playing on a nice edge are able to take this fight.
It cost them 2 buybacks, but the Song of the Siren resetting the fight just lets the Lelouch get back in. Oh, now the Roshan's respawns. Oh, and Polaris are going to be able to claim this. Wow.
Wow, indeed.
Yeah, so
I mean,
the Ursa, he pressed everything thinking he was going to kill the Lina, and then Lina survives on nothing. Ursa's used all of his cooldowns. That was rough. And then this final TP getting canceled by Alone was just the cherry on top from Xavius. The Nyx assassin plays today have been out of control.
They've been ridiculous. Yeah, they've been absolutely ridiculous, and now a huge change of momentum in this game as they've managed to pick up an Aegis and a whole lot of other goodies on the troll wall. He's got an Aegis, he's got a cheese, he's got a Refresher Shard as well. Yeah, it might be tempting to give this Refresher to the Shard on to the Tidehunter, honestly.
Yeah.
Radiant are
Oh, there we go.
Mana situation is not the best, but what's that? 650 plus another 200, so that's yeah, that's your whole mana budget.
Right.
in
No
2
other
ravages.
spells allowed.
Yeah, no shard, no tendrils of the deep, nothing like that, unless you want to buy some mangoes. But yeah, this could be huge. Ursa probably needing to hold on to the enrage, if at all possible. And Wildcard just gonna, you know, they had this game in their hands, just gonna have to clean it up on terms of the teamfight execution.
Yeah, falling back to what they know, but coming up this hill would be a terrible idea, and they're realizing that. They're staying away. Unless someone really tempting shows themselves, but certainly not the troll with an Aegis, not the target you want to jump. But they will just get this quick kill onto the Nyx assassin. Double-elimination pop with the BKB just to make sure nothing array goes wrong there.
I mean, they see some TPs going out towards top, so they should just be able to sweep all the way through their jungle now. AU, yeah, okay, you can't stick around for too long, but we'll grab a little bit of farm on the way out. Does really hurt for Wildcard that they lost their gem earlier, so... And they might even, given that they're up against double invis, they might actually be low on their sentry counts now. Yeah, Sam's got a gem queued up in the quick buy, but he still needs 1 minute and 45 to grab that. So unfortunately, they just end up leaving this observer ward up on the high grounds. Could give Polaris an opportunity to just smoke right into that area once they get the respawn going.
And this is the thing about Nagasaran, right? As a pulse 5, you know, Sammy is still finding farm on the map wherever possible. Not taking it away from his teammates, but just occasionally, you know, going in deep here and killing off the Ancients. And that means he's got himself a sizable inventory. He's got a Mechanism, he's got a Wraith Pact, he's got a Shard if he wants it right now, so...
Yeah, he's got some net worth. He can continue to grow. I don't think we'll see a point where he swaps over to buying any damage items, but... Still good.
Full utility for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, the Shard could actually be kind of interesting here, though... I don't know how much the healing is going to be relevant necessarily. Just be interesting to see if Polaris.
The fights are very, very quick.
Yeah,
so.
people are dying pretty fast. Speaking of Sam getting going on.
Yeah, this might be a dead Nagasara, and the Mechanism does come out, but it's not going to be enough to keep Sammy alive. Little bit too ambitious there, trying to go for that outpost.
Oh, they're pinging in the triangle. This is blind. They don't know if anybody... Oh, actually, wait, they have a ward here as well. Oh my god. Wildcard. Not having this gem, not having the sentries anymore.
Whoopsie, I made an oopsie poopsie.
What is that chat wheel?
Oh, I never heard that before.
Oh god, Eve.
Oh no, he's gonna make an oopsie poopsie. Eve's jumping in here, getting beaten on down. He has got the enrage though, and the BKBs is gonna survive for the time being, but they'll have to commit the Requiem to keep him alive. And now
Llama went in.
Llama jumping in. I don't know if this is the play though. The Ravage #1 coming on through. Natsumi surviving through it all and healing back up again through the other end of that ultimate. Alex needs to stay away, but Force is just on top of him right now, so find the Shadow Fiend on the sideline as well. BKB's out from him, but he can't fight into Natsumi. He's too damn scary, and even Yeeves jumping in. He's actually getting some help here from Alex. Set a cookie out. Song coming through as well. All three of them set up beautifully for guess who? Davai Lama waiting on the high ground here, ready to jump, but decides against it. Knows that there is another Ravage actually available, so they will wait.
Stressful fight. They just managed to bail out the Ursa. This is Ags is doing its job, and Polaris still trouble at home. They do still have to constantly go back and deal with this. Divide Llama just whiffed the Culling Blade on the Troll Warlord. I don't know if it would have mattered too much because he did still have the Aegis, but now he doesn't have a buyback. This net worth lead's being completely eroded. Finally, they get the gem again. Finally comes off cooldown, so they're now able to deal with some of these high grounds. Wait, they
haven't been over yet. They just got the gem.
I thought they used it on that hill. Did he just miss the AoE or what?
Guess so, but oh, this is a bit risky. Davai Lama, he's got to be careful. He doesn't have a buyback right now. BKB's out from him, but Natsumi's getting up the further stacks. He needs some help, and Alex is going to be there to give it to him, but the Ravage comes through from AU. Beautifully done as they take down one. They'll look towards Alex as well. He'll drop as well. Sammy Boy getting to the high ground. Might escape as Yee's committing hard to this one, but there's a cheese coming out. Yee's getting kind of low as Natsumi chasing him into the base. Battle Trance activated. The kisses are coming through, but doing absolutely nothing. They'll lose Sammy Boy the once. He's going to buy back into this one as the Shadow Fiend respawns and TP's on over. Polaris will back out for now, I'd imagine, but they've done a lot of damage to the side of Wildcard with this timing.
This game, I can't deal with it, no mads.
It is just
my poor heart. Polaris making the really that Ravage was absolutely sick, but Alex completely playing his heart out to try and save the game here with the gobble ups, the cookies, the Force Staff. Wildcard just has to.
Alex saving absolutely everyone. Like, my god, there's so many saves coming out from him. The Force Staff, the cookie, as you say. It's just so hard to finish anybody off. They need to find some kind of commitment on the backlines or land the Ravage before that happens, but he's very, very quick. Huge game from Snapfire. So everyone's having a really sick game on both teams. That's why it's such a good game, I think.
It's a sloppy game, but it's a good game, certainly.
It's exactly what we wanted from the lower bracket of the last chance qualifiers, I think.
And this is only game one. Xavius feeling confident with his Aeon Disc and his gem, but...
Yeah. Little cookie to get himself away. This is one persistent guy, though. Xavius is, yeah, we know what he's like. We've seen a lot of his gameplay across yesterday. Just you can never. He's one of those guys which you never feel comfortable going on because there's a good chance he's completely alone and is just being a lunatic. There's also a good chance he's got an entire team behind him, and you never really know which it is.
He made a nice little play there. He flickered his Aeon Disc into his backpack so that it wouldn't get popped by the Naga illusions. Doesn't want to end up with it getting used here. We are starting to see the shadow feed now, and if the Troll Warlord gets in on top of him, Natsumi can definitely rip him to shreds. And all of a sudden in the last little bit, Natsumi taking this #1 spot on the net worth.
Yeah.
Looking pretty scary. He's even ditched his boots at this point, just has a Blink Dagger picked up. And probably tanky enough to, he's surviving getting jumped on by the axe. He's got enough health kind of relative to his damage output that he's not just dying immediately. And Tidehunter's managed to farm a Refresher Orb of his own now.
Oh, he's got the real thing.
Yep. Except no imitations. Well, I guess this game just comes down to the next Roche. There's not a whole lot of buybacks available since Wildcard have been throwing them out just to try and...
I just did the maths, and yeah, there's a reason he's got 3 enchanted mangoes on him at 48 minutes.
Yeah, it's actually even worse than the shard, right? Because it's 350 versus 200, so... yeah, the mangoes are going to be important. Hope you don't have to use your Yules.
This man has 1 button bound at the moment, and it is the Ravage.
You see the Lina right on top of him.
Yeah, the jumping loose right now. He does assemble the Aeon Disc, but is it going to be enough to keep him alive? Abyssal Blade comes through, and they take down the Lina. Ravage comes through, though. They're looking for the counter initiation, but the BKB does come out in time for the Ursa, but is it going to matter as Natsumi just taking chunks from him right now? And here comes a song from the Lina. They're going to focus down the Tombstone, and Yves TPing away from this. They want out of this fight, Wildcard.
Divine Llama lives. He escaped on the top side of the fight. He got the blink off into the trees, and Xavius, unfortunately, the stun was just a little short. He had the right idea. But they get the Lina buyback without being forced to use anything, really, other than the song.
Wildcard do need to make their way back over to this part of the map, though, because Roshan is respawning in just 13 seconds.
Look at this again. So he had the Aeon Disc, he disassembles it, he keeps himself out of dunk range. So Axe actually kind of whiffs the cooldown, but the team is just not close enough. So
yeah, they just came in too slow.
Yeah, and you can watch Divine Llama just escape off the top of the screen here. Xavius is on him, but deals with the zombies, survives on a sliver of HP, and gets the blink.
Wow, that was so close.
And he doesn't
Why
have
is everything
buyback.
in this game so close?
So if he's dead, he's not going to be alive for this Roshan fight. Another Andis getting popped. Of course, way up there.
Yeah, a lot of that are happening, and actually, this Undying, he's just gone. No chance of surviving through that one. Xavius looking over towards Sammy Boy's just on the high ground here. What is Nagasaran?
Yep.
What a chat.
Yeah. Okay, well, they deal with both tombstones. There is still a buyback for Force. Sam scouting. And he could just cover this with the song if he wanted to, but they might not even need to. It's dropping so damn quickly.
Yep, there it is. Roshan dies. He picks up an Aegis and a Refresher Shard on alone as well. Ag's also going down, and Xavius running into this one. I'm not sure that's a play, my friend. Full staff way up to the high ground, but the teddy bear is here, and it mauls him good and proper as the axe comes flying through. Doesn't quite connect. God, I absolutely love how they have no animation when they're in the air when Snapfire fires them, so you just have like a T-posing axe closing the distance on you.
I wish it was a full T-pose and not just like their default stance. That'd be great.
That'd be great.
Okay, well, we took a little detour, but if you stopped watching for 20 minutes, you might think that we're still just exactly where we were with Wildcard in control of this game.
Yeah, here we go. Once again, shredding the buildings. Buyback comes out from the next assassin. You know what? Wildcard respect it. They will get themselves off the high ground, but are they giving up the siege altogether? I'm not sure about that. They do need the creep wave, though, which is pretty far away from them.
Right, more save for Alex. He's got an E-Blade picked up. The double Ravage is off cooldown for AU. He was just waiting for the Refresher Orb. He's ditched the Mango plan, and now he's going for a Null Talisman. That might be good enough. That's 6. Yeah, okay. It looks like it. It looks like it's okay.
Yeah, just about. Could afford to cast an Anchor Smash or something as well. Maybe a gush if he's feeling fruity. but certainly not both. One or the other. Nyx Assassin going for this right now. Oh my god, they actually catch out the Troll Warlord who's just blinking to try and help out. Refresh roll from Double-elimination as well as they take down Natsumi. He does have a buyback here, but is it gonna matter? Force, he's gonna be the next target on the wildcard list right now. Gives him the little havoc hammer, but that is gonna do nothing to keep him alive. Buyback as well from the Undying, but Polaris, they have to be running low on resources by now. Are you waiting by the sidelines here?
One Ravage is all that they've got.
Feels like it's not enough. Mega creeps have been gained, and now Wildcard looking for the win. They'll throw in a creep just to force back Polaris, keep them on their toes as the tier 4 tower goes down. On the sidelines, Loach used on top of him. There comes the Aeon Disc though, keeping him alive as Jeeves kind of fighting into Force here. Force, another Aeon Disc coming out, but they get the call out onto the Lina. Lina dead, no buyback. They'll move across now to AU as well. Natsumi trying to fight up into Alone. They're going to actually turn Jagger across to Double-elimination as another call comes through. Natsumi will lose his second life, and that will be it. GG gets called, and Wildcard take game number 1 in this lower bracket best of 3 series against Polaris.
The pause 5 Naga Siren, the axe just making the game impossible for these squishy cores on Polaris. Okay, Wildcard, you know, they're going to discuss the game. They're not popping up. It's only game 1.
Yep. But wow, there's definitely some emotion in that room for sure.
Yeah, there's certainly some like,
it.
guys, how did that get close again?